Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture 203. Cheers! We have a bit of traffic issues on the railroad, as it has come to be here, since we have it was many years ago that we switched over to doing our export of our petroleum products via the rails rather than via the boats. Problem is that we have a little bit of a backlog now for some reason on the petroleum products, so we have a lot of traffic here on the rails, and I'm trying to double track as much as possible. Here, for example, we're trying to get a second track in so that we don't have to wait around here all the time. And I have gotten all the way to here on this bit. We have to build it from this end, obviously, to adhere to traffic rules. We're trying to build this, construct this additional track whilst also having all this traffic going on. Yes. It's no problem at all, almost. There are so many trains that have to be waiting. You see here are construction trains, so they're trying to make their way out, two of them. 1, 2. Here's one train that is returning from the border, and here's one train that is going to the border. 2,160 tons of bitumen. Oh, when you got to go ahead to the next block, but you won't be allowed in there, I don't think. Oh, there would be a train coming the other way, maybe. There must be a train. Yeah, of course there's a train coming the other way since it wasn't allowed in. That's sort of how it works on the railroad. I could be one ahead as well, going the same direction. No, but here it is. 2,160 tons of fuel heading out. But in a few months, this track might be down, and then we'll alleviate some of this problem. How are you doing? Which one is you? You're the one that is going here. Okay. And now you're allowed to proceed. Wonderful. At least onto here, yes, and onto there, great. As you know, this train is going to go all the way over here to a roundabout and turn around in order to be able to construct. I think construction trains should be able to reverse into constructing, yes, shouldn't they? But they aren't, though, and they never will be. How the oil refineries are doing, they are both running at 100%. Fantastic. The goal with the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture has been achieved a long time ago. A long time ago, yes, and there was supposed to be 100 of these, and you're now at 203. It will go on until it doesn't go on any further. We'll notice when that happens. But could you? No, you can't. You have to wait. Right? You can't do tricks. This though, yeah, maybe we should have double-tracked it here as well. Yeah, we could, and then just make sure the semaphores. With the semaphore, we could probably make it so that trains won't end up waiting on the level crossing. You see, when this line was initially placed down, it was rare that we had trains going here, as the primary means of exporting petroleum products was via the ships. But then I got too annoyed with the entire shipping mechanics, So that's why we're doing it this way now. Ah, you're waiting for a colleague here. Good for you. Even going past the semaphore when you're doing your construction, which is also very good. That allows the traffic to pass. If you wanted to double track over here too, then you sort of would have to go from here. Should maybe let them finish this one first, though. No, we put in a semaphore and we cancel this one. That didn't upset you in any way? No. Right. This is a bit... it goes on this side and then it goes on that side. Does that have to matter? It doesn't have to matter. We can clean this up later on. Maybe. If we do it that way. Say... yeah, then... and in future time we remove this bit, then it will be double tracked. Though it might look a bit strange. That's okay. It's okay. Okay. Put the semaphore down and initialize construction. Whilst you're passing by here, we'll take the rail construction office and assign this little bit of track to. Lovely. Yes, am I making sense this evening? I don't think. Yes, it is always rare that I'm making sense. Every now and then there is a moment of lucidness. This is not one of those. No. But when you made it all the way from like where you are now there to there in one go, and then you have to go all the way back home again. Or we can sort of cheat a little bit. There you go. Now you're home again. Now you go out again. But what is great though is that the railroad is actually working, even though we have this much. What was that about? Fire, probably. It is about fire. The livestock haul range is on fire, or was on fire. Even though we have this much traffic on the railroad, we have not had an incident. We have not had a gridlock or anything. It's been rolling along, which is rather impressive, I think. The length of trains and everything, and both the length of trains and the quantity of them. It's not bad that it's actually working. Even if it is rather slow at times, due to the one-trackedness of it here, single-trackedness of it, of this bit. It's a testament to my great planning of the semaphores and everything, and the switches and everything, especially this bit is so incredibly well planned out. Maybe not, but it does work. The problem is we don't have enough space. Well, we don't have enough rail and not enough anything. Here you are again. Where are you going this time? There you're going here. Fantastic. Oh, yes. So what? So this is working. My railroad is working. Yes, you said that. What is that? It's a question mark. That is not a train, though. What is this? Oh, this keeps happening, and I don't understand. How can a ship pass one time and then not the next time. Yeah, and this is, since it is so annoying, I'm going to use the money to fix this issue, dig you out of the thing maybe, if that would help. Start or end building is not connected. Yes, it is. There you go. You're free. This time. I sent these ships the fuel and bitumen supply for the hillside town. I sent them to restock, as we had such an oversupply at the moment. Yes. Also, whilst we're waiting for the railroad, this damned electronics industry and the mechanic that they get more and more complicated to make over time. They said when it was introduced that would clamp down or there would be a stop or something on them getting more complicated to make around year 2020. I went back in my save game archive and looked at the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture at around 2025, and then one of these electrical component factories made like 1.8 or 1.7 tons of electrical components. And now it is 2058 and now it makes 1.1 tons. And this required like a lot less electrical components and made a lot more electronics for it. So it doesn't appear to be working. That it doesn't get more complicated after 2020. It seems to get more and more complicated for all eternity. Then I can keep building these electro complexes all over the map, and still we won't be able to keep up. So we might have to either live with the fact, we have to live with importing electronics then. Yeah, I suppose so. You see, I sent a ship off earlier with electronics up to the mainland. And whilst it's been gone, I don't know for how long it's been gone, a couple of months, we've been able to make like 20 tons here. Great. Yeah, isn't it just? Also, we should reorganize this a bit. We need a lot more workers in the electrical components factory compared to the electronics assembly hall. You see, now, that's a fact. When I designed the electro complex up here, and that was past 2020 in-game year here, when I designed this one, it was calculated like so that two of these electrical components factories would almost just enough supply one electronics assembly hall with electrical components. Now we see that we need like 3 electrical components factories to supply one electronics assembly hall. So this is just goddamn hopeless. It won't ever happen that we're self-sufficient on electronics at this rate. So I might give up on the idea of being self-sufficient on electronics since we have very much money. 143 billion we'll import what we can't make. Then, yeah. And considering that the mechanic is broken in the game, I think it's fine. I can live with importing a bit. How are these trains doing now? Stop! Wait! 500 workers. 447 workers. 442 workers. Only 199. Poor. Although the next one here will probably get a whole lot more. Yeah, it gets 500. It's full. Also, we had to do a little bit of fiddling here. It wasn't quite possible to build a straightforward second piece of track, as we have all these high voltage connections, and removing high voltage connections directly from the power plant might lead to power outages at various places around the place, and that in turn may lead to severe consequences. We learned when installing the nuclear power plant, for example, for those that remember, that turning off electricity to Prison Mountain is not a good idea, since all the workforce then at least was provided by a cable car, and they don't work so well without electricity. All the prisoners escaped, and we didn't do well at all with that. No such thing this time though. We instead have a bit of silly looking track. I prefer having that than before a dying dead republic, kingdom, independent nation, a supreme sovereign, and all such things. It's almost stressful. It's looking at all this traffic, train traffic going back and forth, all around the place. But it isn't breaking. It's working. So it should not be stressful. It should enjoy it, since it is working so well. Yes, but can't help but feel that it's not going to break. God damn it! It's been running like this for I don't know how many years. So it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a single little thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. It is also that we're running at faster speed, that makes it a bit... Were to turn it down to regular speed, it would not feel quite as stressful as it does now. Then again, we want to get somewhere on this building of the railroad and so on. Would even like to be finished here within this allotment allowance for this episode. But that's most likely not going to happen. You're done, we send you home. This is a bit dense, maybe. This place right here. Yeah. You could spread out a bit more rather than build everything in one spot. Yes. That's nice too. What is this? You have a question? Yeah, of course you do. This isn't working, and it won't work. That's okay. We will send you home. Let's see now if we can make this into a double track section. We can't just yet. It's better to wait until we're finished with this one. Yes. I should just move the problem. Now we'll leave it as is for the time being. This is effectively a single track from here, still all the way out to where this line ends here. But it's not going to be finished in this run for the construction train set neither. Oh, and you're up on 19 minutes 20 seconds or something thereabouts. And it's very loud here. Yeah, turn it down maybe slightly. Yes, and the same thing. You could just simply say goodbye now and have it ready for next time and see if it works, if it is working or not. I think that the idea has gone. Okay, you were not actually going over there. Right, you're out doing the tour track, I think. it's not quite as important as this bit. But this is probably the construction trains that does this bit that we're interested in. All safe, thank you. Red? No, you can't say. Oh, well, okay, yes. You're doing funny things now. You're trying to be funny. It's okay, don't worry. It's going to figure itself out. Just need this to be finished. Sure. I have other plans too, you know. Build another hotel. How do you think the tourism is going? I don't know. But that's not for tonight. What was this about then? It was about bragging rights for my railroad. That is working even though we have too much traffic on it. And even though it is poorly designed in its places. It's not something to brag about that it's poorly designed if you designed it. True as that may be. You're going to need like at least one more trip. Oh, what's burning here? The slaughterhouse is on fire. Previously it was the livestock haul range. Now it's the slaughterhouse. You get the meat cooked maybe or something. No. Damn it! There are so many fires. Who cares? We have fire protection. Yeah, but yes, after the next trip, you'll be done. Yes, you will. Then it will only be a few more minutes, and this track will be finished. We will stick around, I think, till it is done. Then we can see if this actually works to change this over into double track all the way to. Actually, it will be double tracked. Unless I screw something up here, it will be double tracked all the way from the border, basically, until here. And well, we could double track it here too. And here it is a bit more straightforward, as it is like so. Yes, but I think I have to think about this and consider that a bit carefully, maybe. We had a time when it was necessary for trains to go, construction trains to enter the roundabout in the wrong way. That's not the case anymore. Hello, helicopter. That's not the case anymore though, because we're done. We won't be hooking up any more track around here, will we? Anyway, you never know. And this piece of single track here is of great help. That will allow the train, we can then re-semaphore it a bit, and the construction trains can go anywhere way they like or need to. Yes. Okay, this was a real shitty episode. This. Sorry, it happens. Yeah. And they're also catching up. Actually, the exporting trains are catching up. So we won't get as much traffic going forwards now that we have the double track anyway. No. Okay. Yes, whatever. There is so much stuff going on here that just look at all the smokestacks, for example. Television tower, airplanes, trains, road vehicles probably too somewhere. Most likely yes, just that we can't see them right now. Okay, now it remains to be seen here. Now it is to be seen if this something is up with this warehouse. Yeah. Do you have enough stuff to actually finish building it all the way out to there? It's going to be real close. So now you're almost coming up on half an hour. You know what? Never mind. The next one will be out tomorrow. Tomorrow, next one will be out, and now we can simply continue right about where this is. Although it might finish. That's 14 tons of prefab panels left. This requires 7. Yes, it will finish it. Oh, well then that settles it then. It would also be interesting to see if this, when it has finished that bit, will it insist on turning around and going that way back, or will it realize that I can find a more direct path back home now, which would be just to follow the thing. As is. We'll see. No, you still wanted to turn around. No? You wanted to turn around at first, but then you changed your mind. Okay, very good. We should now we can slow it down to regular speed, and then have a look at this. Remove semaphores to start with. We should have maybe even paused the game while trying to do this. This does have a tendency to crash the game too. Remove that bit. Yes, remove that bit. I'll go over here and remove this bit. That might upset that train. It's okay though. We can help you along, and remove even more semaphores. All of those, and this bit. I think that we have double track going like all the way. It just looks a bit silly where we have changed it around. Yes, and you stop, for example, here in front of the road if you need to stop. And then we semaphore away here. There we have it. The railroad is now double-tracked. For most of the way, it's just a bit before the roundabout that isn't, and that will be left as is for the time being. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture 203. Next time I'm going to build a second hotel, I think, or at least have a look at the tourism industry and see how it's going, and if a second hotel is at all would be necessary and such. Good night.